Hello, my name is Terrell Morton. I am a product designer and researcher, and today I'm going to be walking you guys through how I redesigned one of Snowflake's products, and then also walking you guys through a live redesign of Snowflake's onboarding process. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So as you can see, I've already redesigned the product. I took a more innovative approach to this redesign. It's a very different product. It's a very different feel for the product. If you want to see my full case study about me doing that redesign, you can check it out. I'll put the link in my bio. For this redesign, I really won't be touching the main screen, but more so be involved with the navigation. Let's focus on the first stage here is when the user presses the create button. Now with our redesign, we don't have that same side nav, so we can't really give the same overlay effect such as this, but what we can do is display a bit of an overlay effect on our little pill navigation. One option that we do have is taking these pills and instead of putting icons in them. So as you can see, we kind of made a little alternative to the pill where when the user clicks on the plus button, they're presented with all of these different options. And so what would happen is the user would click the plus sign, it would be animated into sort of this overlay. You could also experiment with just keeping the original design of the overlay. So essentially just doing this and making it vertical, maybe something like that, and keep the icons. So we could have them, they would click the create button and then be presented with a list of options that they can choose from. So what's going through my head right now is how can we display hover states? The way I envision hover states working, the hover state would just expand. So something like this. That's how I would envision the hover states, kind of an expanding pillbox. I think I like something like that. Something like this could be interesting to kind of prioritize our action here of adding. So this could be pretty cool. So we would start here, then the user would hover this create button, which I do need to fix. Sometimes the padding on both sides of the button needs to be different to create visual consistency. And so that's why the left side is 8, the right side is 16. Just because this icon kind of messes with the consistency a little bit, we just need to visually buffer it. So the user would then hover over the create button, and then once they click create, the screen would blacken a little bit to create some priority for the rest of our nav to then appear and stretch out. Next, we have to figure out how we want to do this. And now that we've went through all the iterations of the first section, really what we can do is we can just come and grab something like this and utilize it for this portion. And so in this example, we are going to stage, and it has different options. So in this example, we're hovering over stage button. We could experiment with something like this, just something simple, or we could expand this the same width, so to 36, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put the auto back to 4 and then put it back to hug. We could change the state of the rest of these and honestly probably just lower the opacity of them. I don't know. It's an interesting concept to try to work around. Another thing we could do is take this V, change the fill of this button, and do something like this. We could also experiment with changing the wording. So we could keep the concept of 236, expanding this to 236 auto, and then the wording changes to choose a stage. And then because the background is black, we really don't need a drop shadow. But if we are gonna do a drop shadow, it doesn't need to be as heavy. I like it. It's pretty simple. It keeps everything pretty compact and pretty tight. The main goal is for users to be able to seamlessly and easily take these certain actions. The idea is that as you move your mouse along the different options, you're just presented with options. We want to remove friction from the navigation process, and one way to do that is make everything easily accessible so that they can see every single option that they have. They have clear identification as to if they can take further action past that point. The idea behind this redesign was that I wanted the product to feel fluid. And so when you have all these moving parts that pop up like almost like water, it allows the product to feel fluid. It allows the product to feel intuitive, and it also gives the product a unique distinction between competitors. So I think I like this. I think I like this. Now, next we have the stage overlay. I don't want to really change the functionality or layout of it, but I do want to make it consistent with how we've positioned our product as this new intuitive kind of experience. Okay, so I've been working on it a little bit more, and I think we are good to go with this. It looks pretty good. And then last but not least, we have our success message. And so we just want to grab that original page. And then what we could do is grab this and turn this overlay into a success message. And then I kind of want to add the branding at the top. And then here, we could add a link to this stage just in case viewers wanted to view. And then we do want some form of success indicator. We could say message from Snowflake. And then this can be our success message. So now we have the full flow. So you just start on the dashboard page, and then they can navigate to this create button, which will animate open to show the action. And then from there, they can click on that button, and then the entire nav pill will expand to a list of options from the create button with a back navigation in case they want to go back to their previous state. The screen will also dim to prioritize the nav pill. They can then click, they'll be presented with options from that choose a stage state, and then they can continue to create a stage, which then they will be presented with an overlay. And then once they fill that overlay out, they can then create the stage. And once the stage is created, they're presented with a success message at the top. And so that is the full redesign. Let me know in the comments if you would have handled this differently, took a different approach, maybe designed differently. And if you have any critiques or feedback, please make sure to let me know. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next redesign video.